Everybody, welcome back to Purplatypus is the name, and welcome to another Etheria restart video. Today, we're actually going to be looking at the Discord here. You can see as of, this was just 10 minutes ago that they announced this. So in case you don't know, there was a lot of drama in the game itself over the last week. So I believe there were a couple kind of shadow nerfs and changes. Honestly, as someone using only SRs, it hasn't really been that noticeable to me. But I believe Shadow Sania got like a nerf. They made it so one boss that was being affected by dots wasn't affected by dots. And they did a few other things. And so all the community was kind of getting upset. And it's understandable, right? This is a gacha game. This isn't like a fighting game where you're just playing a character, getting good with them, and they get nerfed because they're overtuned. This is like you're spending money, right? You're spending money to acquire things based on how good they are. So it's a big deal when things get nerfed or changed in game, because some people spent hundreds or thousands of dollars to min-max these units. So at the very minimum, what the community wants is just better communication. That's really all it is, right? People just want, I think a lot of this stuff could have been resolved if they just got ahead of it and spoke about it. I don't think players want things to be broken, or like they don't want the devs to not fix bugs, things like that. But really, it's about letting players know. Also, a huge win would be if they let you reset characters. If they make a change to a character, allow you to reset that character. That's all. It doesn't need to be a generic reset that anyone could use for any character, but for that specific character, if they change, I don't know, Gray, allow you to reset Gray back to level 1 and get all your resources out of him if you decide that he's not viable anymore, something like that. But that's kind of what the drama is, and that's what people are talking about, and this is how they've decided to address it. So first, they got a little bit of corporate talk here that says we're sorry. We appreciate you. You know, this is stuff that they are going to say. The first big point here, it might be hard to see it on the thing, on my screen, but this is balance adjustments. Basically, what this says is that they will continue to make balance adjustments. There is no world that it sounds like from what they're saying that they will not make balance adjustments. They are merely going to restrict it to the window between RTA seasons. So they're not going to do anything in a real-time arena season. They're going to wait till it ends, and then in that space between when one season ends and the next one starts up, that's when they're going to implement changes. And it sounds like they're going to be better at communicating that as well. So they didn't say that they are going to allow you to reset characters or anything like that. It doesn't sound like that is their intention, but they also plan to make balance changes to characters. Now, overall, is this good for the long-term health of the game? Both yes and no. I think if you're talking strictly gameplay, this will cause the game to be more fun. It'll allow them to... The issue is if they release units that are too powerful, right? And then it comes out, everyone gets them, and then once that season ends, then they nerf them after, you know, I don't know. It's like, it feels like you spend money to win, and then after, you know, you can no longer buy the unit, they make it weak, and then the new thing. So that could be an issue. Overall, I think if their intentions are good, this will mean that it is a more fun game to play over a longer period of time. However, balancing in a gacha game, even if it's PvP centric, I mean, this is a lot of money people are throwing around. Whales are going to be less incentivized to spend. Light spenders are going to be less incentivized to spend if they feel like their thing, because they're following guides on what's good. And if a lot of people are making things like, oh, this specific thing is good, and then it gets nerfed in the next season, it means people are going to be really hesitant to invest in anything. So it could actually be bad for the game, but good for the gameplay. It kind of depends on where you fall on that. I personally do not really mind, but I am in a different spot using only SR units. If anything, I mean, I hope they're gonna nerf my boy Ting. I'm sure he's like the best damage dealer, even though he's only an SR. But yeah, keep in mind they will be making balance adjustments. They're just not going to do it randomly. They're going to keep it within specific windows. So they kind of bypass what people were interested in. Also, there was supposed to be a double event going on. I believe it started on the 8th day in the beta, but it wasn't like, just because it happened in the beta doesn't mean it happens here. They were trying to, you know, speed up the beta progress. That way you can, they can get more end game probably feedback. But there is going to be a double event from June 21st for 2 days. And instead of it being one thing a day, like what it was in the beta, it sounds like for these 2 days, all investigations, all thresholds, and all GP outposts will have double drop rates. So that's pretty good. I mean, double drop rates is good. That means if you spend, you know, I spend 10 refreshes, this is going to be 20 refreshes of stuff. And just, you know, these are kind of weird names, I know. We'll come back to that in a second. Let's go to challenge here. It noticeably keeps out Grim Pursuit, so you're not going to want to farm shells in that amount of time. Honestly, shells don't feel that hard to farm anyway, but the modules is probably the big one. Animus experience, honestly, I'm probably going to do this for a day, because even though I don't recommend it for most people, I am trying to level up like 30 units to level 45, so it's like I need a lot of these. And prowess material, this one I think is probably less useful. It kind of depends. These, I wouldn't mind if you want to spend one of your days doing one of these, but you probably should spend a full day getting as much new gear as you can, because the new gear is incredibly important for progression. Besides that, there's also a new code that expires in about a month from now, actually almost exactly a month. Mental stabilizer, a 10 pull, and 200,000 coins. I mean, it's a free 10 pull. Who's going to complain about a 10 pull? I don't really want the 10 pull. I want more purple lattice, but let's go ahead and do that here. It is DRP 62 1x2. And if you take a look here, exchange successful. Let's go ahead and go to our mailbox. And so, yeah, we're getting 100 stability, stamina, whatever. Save these for the double event. You're going to want to use all, I have 10 now after taking this one. I'm going to save all 10 of them for this, and I'll have, in the next week, I should get another 7, 8, 10-ish. So save them for that event and then go crazy on those days with your gear. So this is a good time to get to farming the higher hell stages if you can. I'm working on it myself. And then you get a multi. So yeah, let's go ahead and we'll take our multi and we will go ahead and just use it right here, right now. I am going to use it on this. I don't know if you've seen my poll video yet, but let's just do one. Thank God. I already have like 4 copies of her, but I figured we should at least pull. There we go. You know what? I know we didn't get a legend here, which is not what I wanted. I do want to max her out. She is such a cool unit. I love hyper speed builds. We still have 10? Oh my God. I'm going to go for the permanent summon here because I actually don't want that character anymore. You know, and I don't think there's a pity for this one, but there we go. All right, and that's another character that I don't have maxed out, so I'm happy with all of that. So yeah, there we go. What do you think about the response? If I'm going to give you my honest answer, I think that this is kind of, giving out a multi is like fine, whatever, it's kind of cool. The gacha system's already kind of generous in a lot of ways. It's mostly expensive to rank up characters, but the gacha isn't monetized super heavily, it doesn't seem like. But I think it's kind of bad. I think they should just like, if they're going to balance change a character, I think they should let you reset that specific character. Maybe they think that would cut into their revenue too much, because a lot of what this game is reuse, you know, is restricting you on lattices and stuff. But I think that would be a good play. I think that they didn't really say that they're not going to. Two thoughts. I like that the developers have an idea of what they want, and they're like, hey, we're going to make balance changes no matter what. We'll work with you guys and not do it randomly, but in order to have the game be our vision and to have, you know, competitive integrity in a gacha, sure, whatever, we're going to require that we can balance the game, and so that's what we're going to do. But yeah, I'm a little mixed on it. I don't think it's like a huge PR win, but I don't think it's a huge PR loss either. I think they could do better, and I hope that they do at least give you character resets when they do something. I think that's just such like a W, because if they just nerf a character a little bit, and most characters aren't going to want to reset a character back to 1, I don't think. But anyway, that's all for today, guys. Thank you very much for Platypus. Purplatypus. I'll see you on the Purplatypus. Bye. Watch the views go up. Content king, never down, always showing up, hitting milestones. The fame never